what's up everybody? This is Roman Lily talking to you live from Thailand, and today I'm talking about how to escape a job that you don't really find inspiring, that's maybe kind of terrible. This is definitely a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I used to work in Hollywood. If you don't know, I used to have a job that a lot of people considered glamorous, working on different TV sets and kind of behind the scenes, but dealing with celebrities and that kind of thing. And a lot of people think it seems really cool, and on one hand it is cool. It's nice to be able to do things that can be seen as interesting, but on the other hand the job was also really boring and tedious, and bosses could be really demanding and tough to deal with, and that was definitely a reality that I had to deal with on a daily basis. And eventually I realized I needed to get out or I had to find some way to deal with it. And there's so many different coping strategies. Like, honestly, I wasn't always the best at coping. Sometimes my coping strategy was like literally crying in the bathroom. If you read my book, Hollywood Insanity, then the book starts out that way, with my crying in the bathroom, because it was really tough. And to be honest with you, in Hollywood, it's fairly common. I met so many people, I can't tell you how many people I met who cried in the bathrooms, cried on their way home from work. Can seem kind of sad, but it's kind of a reality of just having sort of a tough boss and sort of a demanding career path like Hollywood. So that's something that is just kind of commonplace there. But as far as dealing with it, there's so many different options and so many ways to get out if that's something that you're interested in. Like, my path was definitely to try to stick it out initially, to try to find ways to make it work. But ultimately, for me, the path was to leave. And for a lot of people, my path has been traveling. And from traveling, I decided, I just loved it, and decided I really wanted a more free life for myself than what I had before. And I've met so many other travelers who had a similar experience, people who were working jobs that they didn't find very inspiring. Some people were making a ton of money in those jobs, really successful people in real estate, people who worked in marketing, just every career you can imagine. I've met people who had these jobs that seemed very prestigious, but ultimately found that it wasn't enough and had to find a way out. And a lot of people, everyone has a different path to escape that. My path was, luckily I'd been saving some money and could just eventually quit and just leave. But in doing that, by the way, quitting and leaving meant getting rid of my apartment in the States, putting stuff into storage. So it wasn't like I quit my job and I maintained this expensive lifestyle back in the US. It was definitely a time to downsize and kind of reprioritize and focus on things that I felt like really mattered, as opposed to just like stuff and money and status. And a lot of people that I've met have had similar experiences where they were working jobs that they didn't find super inspiring, and ultimately decided to downsize and leave those behind. And it's something that works for a lot of people, but at the same time, it's not necessarily something that's for everyone. I've definitely posted videos. If you check out my YouTube channel, you can see other talks that I have with different travelers and people who have decided to do something a little bit different. Everyone has come at it from a different path and a different direction, but it's definitely something that it's possible. Like, if you're in a job that you don't love, if you're in a career that you don't find super inspiring, if it's, if you find yourself dragging yourself to work on Monday mornings or on any day, it's definitely possible to shift things. And by the way, a shift doesn't always mean leaving your job. A shift could mean a shift in your perspective and in your way of thinking about things. The shift could be a shift just into gratitude. If you have a job, it is giving you something, even if that something is just the ability to care for yourself, the ability to have enough food to eat, or some food to eat, the ability to have shelter, and to focus on the positives. That can also be a way of really coping, and not just coping, but enjoying the job that you have and the experience you're having. And if that's not possible, then a way out might definitely also be possible for you. But you have to, I think initially, if you want change, I think the most important thing is to believe that change is possible. A lot of people might say they want change, but they don't actually think they deserve it, or they don't think it's possible for them. So the first step is to think it's possible for you if you do want change, or to get creative and find ways of just being grateful for what you have is definitely an option. And when I think back about my time in Hollywood, I mean, it was definitely a roller coaster. When I first started out, I was really optimistic and happy about the way I thought things were going to go and felt really good about things. But guys, that didn't last very long. It really kind of shifted pretty quickly. And anyway, I won't get into all the details of that right now. I'll put a link in this video to my book. If you want to check it out, you can just click the link, read a little, the first few chapters if you like, and see what it's about. And I tell you all about what it's like working in Hollywood. I wrote a nonfiction book. I wanted to tell you the truth of everything, including the dating stories, guys. Dating in Hollywood was kind of horrific at times, but kind of funny as well, because guys do some crazy stuff. Guys, why do you do that? What's up? I don't even get it. Maybe women, maybe we're the weird ones, or that's kind of a heteronormative idea, but maybe the other partners are weird and it's not you. I don't know. I met some guys, I think it was them, but I'm biased. But anyway, you can check that out if you're interested. But there's just so many different ways, ways of escaping, and I do think mindset is huge. Whether it's a mindset of changing your life and escaping, or a mindset of looking for the positives in your current situation, there's definitely a way to make things better if it's not great already. So feel free to leave me a comment. Tell me what's going on. Maybe you love your job. That would be amazing. Not too many people do. I didn't. I don't even think I had a single job that I ever... One or two were okay. But I had a slew that were a little bit horrifying. So if you have a horrifying job, let me know. What do you do? What makes it terrible? We can talk about this. Or if you love your job, please tell me about it. It's inspiring. We all want to hear positive things in the day and focus on ways of improving. So let's talk about this together and have a dialogue. So I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll talk again soon.